right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight to our Study Hacks and Test Taking Strategies event. My name is Gabrielle Mills, and this has been presented by the Peer Academic Coaches under the Office of Student Success. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. All right, so for the agenda tonight, we're just going to have a couple introductions, talk about some freebies, have a time management portion brought to us by the Study Skills Tutor here on campus, as well as information and strategies revolved around the writing and reading-based classes, hacks and strategies revolved around the memorization-based classes, and also we'll have a lot of information about different apps and softwares that can help you to better study and have more information when it comes to just having information for your classes, as well as doing better your grades to just help you out in general. Then we're going to close and have a time for questions. Just to introduce ourselves, we're under Ms. Vogel, who is our supervisor with the Peer Academic Coaches. My name is Gabrielle Mills. I'm a senior here at Delaware State University, and I also put this event together with Tamara Fort and Najee Jackson, and they can introduce themselves as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Tamara Fort. I'm also a peer academic coach, a senior and criminal justice major.
Hello everyone, my name is Najee Jackson. I'm a sophomore political science major, and along with the other two, I am a peer academic coach as well.
And right here we just have a picture of the rest of some of our peer academic coaches. And just so you can put a couple names to faces and just see a couple people that you might have seen around campus, and just so you can know who we are. All right, to jump right in, we're going to play this video by our study skills tutor on campus. Her name is Bella, and she's going to introduce and teach you guys a little about time management.
Hi everyone, my name is Bella Whitney. I wish I could be live. This is pre-recorded, but I'm going to go over some time management skills, and I'll introduce myself. So today I am going to be talking about time management as you are prepping for finals week and wrapping up the end of the semester. A little introduction about myself. I am from Columbus, Ohio, and I am majoring in middle childhood education with a minor in coaching. I love to travel. I've actually been to 46 out of the 50 states here in the United States, and my goal is to have all 50 done before I graduate college. I am on the women's soccer team here at DSU, and I'm also the study skills tutor for the Office of Student Success. So to get into our time management, so there's a couple of things that I'm going to go over that'll be little tips and skills, strategies that you can use daily, weekly to, stay organized, help you with your grades, prioritizing assignments, and things like that. So some of the things I'm going to go over is tasks, like weekly tasks that you need to complete around school and your courses and stuff like that. So assignments and tests. To-do lists, like making a to-do list every day. Priority, so the order of your assignments that you should be doing them. How do you determine what priority maybe an assignment may need or may have? Plan, when are you going to do it? And then achievement is at the end. So first one we're going to talk about are tasks. So tasks are what you need to do in the week for your courses. So complete assignments, maybe you need to study for a test or an exam, maybe you have to take a test or a quiz, you have a case study, a presentation, or an essay due. So these are all tasks that you need to do during the week. Later in the presentation, there will be a form, well, not really a form, but like a guide that we will give you to help you keep all of these organized and have a place to keep all of your weekly assignments so you can keep track of them and all of that. But that will be later in the presentation. To-do lists. These are personally my favorite. Love my to-do list. So maybe every day you make a to-do list, and it doesn't have to be school related. Some of the things you can do is assignments. Maybe you need to run some errands, go to the grocery store, if you're on campus or even off campus, maybe get your COVID-19 test done. You have meetings during the week, maybe with an advisor or something of that nature. Or if you're an athlete, you have athletic academic meetings, you have practice, you have weights, maybe you even have, lunch with a friend. These are all things that could be on your to-do list. And I love making to-do lists because I write down everything that I need to do. And at the end of the day, I see my to-do list and I can cross them off. Yep, done. Yep, I did that. And you feel a lot more productive about what you did during your day when you see that you crossed everything off your list. So prioritizing. How do you prioritize your assignments, and what can, prioritizing even look like? So it's definitely important to prioritize so you don't, miss assignments or, things like that, or miss meetings or things like that. So there are little 4 categories that I like to put things in: urgent and important. So due now. These are assignments that would be like, due tonight at 11:59, or something maybe even due tomorrow morning. So these are things like due now. You need to maybe cancel a dinner date you have, or cancel your TV time in order to get it done. Urgent, not important. Maybe you can delegate it to a different day. So it's urgent, maybe it's coming up in the next few days, but it's not necessarily important yet because you still have time. So this would be maybe an assignment that you have due in 3 days, or a test that you have in a week. So you don't have to start studying yet. You need to begin to a little, but you can delegate it to a different day. Important, but not urgent. So you can decide when to do it. It's important, but not necessarily urgent. It's not due anytime soon, or it doesn't have to be done anytime soon. And not important and not urgent would be things like TV, video games, hanging out with friends, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, things like that. You can delete it. So these are the things that we can delete to make room for the 3 categories above it, kind of thing. So that's how you can prioritize your assignments. Plan. So planning ahead. Plan your day out in advance. This really helps keep organized, make sure you don't miss any important meetings or even classes. So in the beginning of the day, prepare your to-do list. Remember, it doesn't just have to be school. Anything you need or want to get done in that day. Make sure prioritize those things on the list. So say you wrote down things on your list and you had 2 of them that you could delegate it to a different day. It didn't have to be done, but you just put it on your list to get it done. So if, say, another errand or an assignment takes longer than expected, you can, rearrange. So that's why we prioritize. Allow enough time for each activity. So say you have an essay due and you have a video assignment worksheet. The essay will probably take you longer than an hour. So don't allot an hour to get your essay done in the day if you know it's going to take longer than that. So then that runs into the things you prioritize on your list and maybe not even getting everything you wanted done for the day. Check tasks off once you complete them. It's sort of like a instant gratification. Wow, look at everything I've gotten done today, kind of thing. And then do not leave tasks pending. So say you start an assignment and you're halfway done and you're like, oh, I'll finish it later. Odds are when you come back to it, all the ideas that you had flowing are gone because you took a break from it. Don't get me wrong, sometimes breaks are a good thing. Like you might not want to sit down and write an essay all in one sitting, but definitely chunk it up so you don't have to stress about it. But definitely, like the small assignments you can probably get done in one sitting. Maybe the bigger ones you have to chunk it up. Achievement. So something I do every week is after the week is over, I've gotten all my tests in, all my assignments done, all my modules done, everything I needed to do for classes, my professors, I have it done. I reward myself. I've had a long week. Being in college is hard, can be stressful, so you need to reward yourself. Maybe it's a favorite restaurant. I love Chipotle, so that's my go-to. Maybe your favorite drink. Maybe you're a coffee lover, you go to Dunkin' Saturday morning and get your donut as your reward, or a Starbucks drink. Maybe it's a Monster. Just something to, reward yourself. Maybe you like making music or listening to music, watching TV, playing video games. Any of those things can be a reward for yourself. So definitely set time aside whenever you can and reward yourself for the long, hard week that you've had. So these are all the little things that go into time management. They may seem very small, which is good. We start out with small things, but once you put them all together, it can really help with time management as a whole. My little quote in the blue bubble: every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. So you have to attempt to start something before you can even finish it. So every accomplishment you have, and will have in life, you had to have tried it to even be able to accomplish it. So a little wrap up. These are some quick tips for time management. Some we went over and some are a little of extra things. So create time management goals. Maybe you want to work on the small things every week. Say the first week you want to start with to-do lists. You make one every day. Just little goals that can be attainable. Use time management apps or programs. There's a lot of apps out there in the App Store that you can set reminders for or put your schedule in. There's tons of apps out there. Set time limits for tasks. So like I said, allocating enough time for an essay you may have, a presentation, something like that. So make sure you allot enough time in your day to get everything all done. Keep everything organized. That's a big one. Make sure maybe you want different binders. We're online, so keeping maybe folders for each class so you can keep your work in there, things like that. So as I did say, I am a tutor with the Office of Student Success, and I will be here during finals week to help you out, and even in the weeks before finals week, I'm always here to help you out. My schedule is Monday and Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m., Friday, 11 to 12, and Sunday, 2 to 4. And if those times don't work out, definitely reach out to me and we can do something. But if you have any questions about this presentation, since I couldn't be, in person, virtual, live, I guess, you can definitely email me with any questions. Maybe you have any difficulties or problems. I'm going to show you how to schedule an appointment and how to get to the appointments. So if you have any questions about the presentation, feel free to reach out to me, and that's my email. So real quick, when you go to your Blackboard, at the top, you'll see your welcome, main courses, and community. You'll click on your community, and this will look different for everyone else, but you look for the tab that says Academic Support Tutorial Services. Click on that. And then this is everything you'll need. So the tutoring schedules, so maybe you don't want to see me for study skills, but you need help in math or a science. Click on the tutor schedules and you can find anything for math, tutorial center, and the writing studio is in here as well. If you do make an appointment, the Ultra Collaborate link, so if it's virtual, we have some in person, but most of them are virtual. You'd click on the Ultra link and then you would just, find whatever room you're looking for. I have made previous videos throughout the semester of things that might be useful to you. So that's something you can go check out as well. So that's definitely something to use. How you would create or make an appointment, you would stay on this tab, go to your tutor schedules, and there's links. So you can schedule an appointment. Use the link, click on it, and it'll take you right to it, and then you log in, just like you would for your advising appointments. So that is all I have for my part of the presentation. Like I said, if you have any questions or need anything, you can definitely reach out to me, and there is my email.
Hello everyone, my name is Najee again, and I'm going to be covering writing reading-based classes. So I'm going to go over some tools and strategies that you may take into consideration using while studying for courses that fall under this category. So in classes that require essays, readings, and comprehension, there are different ways to organize your material. A few examples of these classes are English Comp, history courses, or literature courses. There are many strategies that can be used toward your success in writing reading-based courses. So for one, the dictation setting in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. This option allows your device to type out the words you say. Using this tool can help with taking notes in class. It can also be useful if you prefer to use speak to text for an essay. Annotation strategy. So comprehension is very important when analyzing large text. Knowing how to identify important information is essential. Using color-coded highlighters, circling key concepts and phrases, using abbreviations and symbols, and using post-it notes to leave questions and comments can help organize important information. For summarization, being able to summarize the information given shows understanding. So focusing on the purpose of the text can help you summarize in your own words. And as I previously mentioned, the different annotation strategies may also help putting information into your own words. As far as outlines, an outline for an essay helps organize and plan the structure of your essay. And using an outline centers your focus to the task at hand. So this can help with research papers, any kind of essay that you're doing, to gather your thoughts, and you can always circle back and just collectively figure out how you're going to execute your essay.
All right. And I'll go ahead and talk about the memorization-based classes. The classes you may need to memorize a lot are classes that have a lot of information, just multiple things such as a lot of formulas, that's vocabulary, different complex topics. Those are the classes that you'll probably want to use memorization information or strategies. There are multiple strategies you can use to improve your memorization, especially when it comes to studying, and that's where you'll get the most help when it comes to different classes and information. You can start off with word association. Word association works by associating the term or word you need to memorize with the word you're very familiar with. So say you're very familiar with the word God, and you need to remember the phrase like depend on God. You can associate that phrase with that word that you know already. That way, when you hear it, you can already think of the term that you need to use. Moving on to color-coded note cards. Note cards are a good way to study and memorize information. A lot of people have used note cards since they probably were in high school, maybe even middle school, to remember information. However, when it comes to color-coded note cards, they can help better because color-coded information can better help you to highlight important information, organize materials logically, or you can split up the information by topic, and that'll help you to be more productive and more organized when it comes to your studying. Next time when you study, try color coding your note cards and see what kind of difference it makes for you. Another memorization strategy is saying the information that you need to memorize out loud. There's a lot of research and studies that show information about reading things that you need to remember out loud and how it's more effective for memorization than just reading something. So if you say it out loud, it's more effective than just reading information. This works because reading and hearing something together helps to encode the information in the brain more strongly, meaning that you will remember it longer and more effectively. And also, repetition helps as well. So if you say something and read something out loud, and you also say it multiple times, that'll help it to stick better. And the last memorization strategy is to explain concepts to other people. It's a good way to memorize information and to explain it to someone else. If you can adequately explain information to someone else, that's a good way to know that, like, memorize it, because you have to fully understand what you're teaching someone else. So that's why explaining the concepts to someone else is a good way to memorize information. I'm going to pass it to Tamara, and she's going to go over the apps and softwares and how they'll help you with your studying strategy.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Tamara Fort, and I'm going over all the apps and softwares that are going to help you in your entire student life, as well as here at DSU during finals or any other exam you may have. So DSU has given every registered student an iPad or a MacBook, depending on your major. We have a lot of apps, software, and study hacks to help you get the most out of these devices. First up, I'm going to be sharing some of the best note-taking apps there are. Note-taking apps are 100% the future. They're for all paperless students, and if you don't know what a paperless student is, it's literally a student that does not use paper. You can handwrite or type all of your notes on your iPad. And with the right app, you can even convert your handwritten notes to text or typed notes. You have unlimited paper and paper types, meaning graph paper, line paper, dotted paper. You can access your notes from anywhere, your iPhone, your computer, your iPad, and then you can back it all up to your storage of choice, whether it's iCloud, Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, anywhere. All the apps I'm going to suggest today are available on your iPhone, iPad, macOS, or computer software. The first note-taking app I recommend is Notability. It is organized like a binder, so it has a divider and subjects. Once in a note, you can use the zoom tool for neater note-taking. You can use the favorites bar, which is also in the first picture above, with all the pencils and highlighters in different colors for easy access to your favorite pens and highlighters. You may have noticed the microphone. That microphone lets you record your handwritten notes in sync with your voice or your professor's voice. You can convert all your handwritten notes to text with the conversion tool. Notability also allows you to import pictures and GIFs into your notes. Say if you have a diagram you would like to take notes directly on, you can directly import that into Notability notes. You can scan documents and textbook pages and then annotate them directly in Notability. You can also insert digital sticky notes. You can change the paper color, the type from line paper, graph paper, and bullet point, and you can draw perfect shapes or lines by drawing and holding the shape. You can import any file you choose from your iPad Files app, Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive. Next, we have GoodNotes 5. GoodNotes 5 is another really great note-taking app. This one is organized like a composition book in a file folder. After you create a new folder, you can create a notebook for each class. You can pick whatever notebook color you would like, or even upload one, and then pick the paper type you like. They have a large variety of paper types, including Cornell, dotted, grid, even music paper. GoodNotes and Notability do share a lot of the same features, including the zoom tool, your choice of pens, automatically straightened highlighter, and shapes, perfect shapes. You can also insert pictures, type your notes, and if you change your mind about the paper type you chose, you can change it directly within the note. Next, we have OneNote. OneNote is organized both like a binder and a notebook. After you create your notebook, each section, whether it be your class or subject within the class, turns into a divider. And then within a divider, OneNote automatically creates a page. Notice that if you write the title of the page, you can see it in the divider section. In OneNote, you also have the ability to change the paper style, but not the color. The color of OneNote, as you might notice, is in dark mode. It takes directly from whatever mode, light or dark, your iPad is currently in. So if your iPad is in dark mode, the paper inside OneNote would be black instead of white. You also have different size, pen, and color options, but you only have line and graph paper. You may notice that OneNote is set up exactly the same as a Word document. All the features are organized exactly the same, so you should have no problem navigating this application. Next, the price. Notability and GoodNotes both cost money, but these are one-time payments, and you will have access to these apps on your Mac, iPhone, and iPad. OneNote, however, is completely free. You can download it from the App Store or from Office365.com. You can download all Microsoft software from Office365.com on Mac or Windows PC. Next, we have the Blackboard app. Some of you may have heard of this, some of you may have not. You can download it directly from the App Store and then log in with your Blackboard login as you were on the computer. This app will give you notifications for whenever your professor posts an announcement or assignments. You can also keep track of your grades in all your classes. But please do not use the app to complete or submit assignments. The Blackboard Corporation themselves says this. You may have the option, but please do not take advantage of it. Next, we have organization apps and software. Organization apps can help you keep track of your assignments, classes, and due dates. First, we have the My Homework app. It allows you to put in your class schedule and all your assignments corresponding with that class. It'll send you reminders for all upcoming due dates and is available for free on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac OS. Next, we have the Shovel app. This application allows you to put in your classes, activities, and work schedules. After that, you can create a task or assignment. What's special about the Shovel app is it allows you to time how long your assignments take to predict how much time you will need for them in the future. It even tracks your reading speed. So, if you go into the application and time how long it takes you to read a page of a PDF or a textbook, it will tell you how long it takes you to read that textbook. For example, my current read per minute is 3 minutes per page. It also sends you reminders of upcoming due dates and reminders for when you should start an assignment. So maybe you have an assignment due on Wednesday. If you say, I want the Shovel app to remind me 3 days before, it's going to start sending reminders on Sunday. This is a screenshot of what my Shovel app currently looks like. If you notice on the left, you can see my classes and my activities. On the far right, you'll see my assignment. All I would have to do is click and drag and put it on my calendar, and it will tell me how much time I need to take out of my day to complete this assignment. Here's another screenshot of what it looks like when I was putting in what kind of assignment it is, a textbook, for what class, and how many pages. Based on the pages, it determined how long I need to complete this assignment. So, pricing. The Shovel app is free to download from the App Store, but it is a membership. You can start off with a 7-day free trial if you want to try it. I did, and then I decided to pay for a year's subscription, which is equal to $199 a month or $22 per year. I started this application last semester in the fall, and I 100% recommend it for any online course you're taking or in person. I have yet to forget to submit one assignment with this application. Next, we have apps and softwares, study timers. Study timers encourage you to put your phone down and study for a certain amount of time. The first and probably most popular study timer app is Forest. It's probably the most popular because every time you study, a tree is planted somewhere in the world for free. This is available as an iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch app. There's also a Chrome extension for your computer. It also allows you to study with friends within the app. Next, we have Flora. I personally use Flora on a daily basis to get myself focused. You can pay for the in-app memberships if you choose to, and when you do, if you study for a certain amount of time, a tree is planted. For example, the lowest membership price is $1 a month, and that means if you study for 50 minutes, a tree is planted somewhere in the world. So for every 50 minutes you study in that month, a tree is planted. You can also share a code to study with friends, and it also includes a break timer tool. So you could set a timer to study for, and then as soon as that timer ends, it'll send you a notification to take a break. Next, we have the Study Bunny timer. This is also a very popular timer. It keeps track of all the time you spend studying per class. And the more you study, the more stuff you can buy for your bunny. Lastly, we have the Pomodoro Focus Timer. This timer follows the Pomodoro method. If you've never heard of it, it's essentially studying in intervals. For example, you study for 20 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. You'll do this for 3 cycles, and the third time you study for 20 minutes, you'll take a 10-minute break. Science says this helps with our memorization and retention when we're studying. If you want to know more about the Pomodoro method, be sure to come back next semester, not next week, sorry, typo, for a Pomodoro workshop hosted by the Office of Student Success. Another great study app is Khan Academy. You get free test prep, LSAT, MCAT. You can also learn math, art, computer programming, economics, physics, chemistry, biology, medicine, finance, history, all for free. You can learn online or in the app. Next, we have Quizlet. Quizlet started out as a way to study virtual flashcards. but it's since evolved to something even greater. Quizlet allows you to put questions and answers, pictures too, into the program. Or you can upload a Word, Excel, Google Doc into the Quizlet and it'll set it up for you. Then Quizlet takes all the information and creates games for you. These games will help you learn, practice, and test yourself for any future tests or exams, in addition to the classic digital flashcards. This is great for memorization and is available on the web and in an app. Next, we have the Amazon Kindle app. You can buy or rent all your reading books, novels, textbooks on Amazon, and then you'll be able to read and annotate them in the Kindle app. Amazon ebooks tend to be cheaper to buy or rent. You can highlight all you want without having to pay any rental fees. You can also read from your phone, iPad, or computer. Next, we have Grammarly. Grammarly is an essay, paper, and email editing tool. It tracks your paper correctness, clarity, engagement, delivery, style, performance, word count, readability, and plagiarism. It allows you to set goals for your paper and then grade your overall performance. Grammarly is a free app to download from the App Store as well as a free website. I personally pay for the premium version because it gives me a little more sentence structure advice. But the free version is just as useful and I highly recommend it. Grammarly is a website, downloadable software, Chrome and Safari extension, as well as iPhone and iPad app. If you download it on your iPhone, you won't get to edit papers on your iPhone exactly, but you'll get a Grammarly keyboard that'll give you grammar suggestions when writing emails or sending text message. It's really awesome. Next, we have Google Translate. As you may recall from before, Google Translate is not just a translating tool. You can copy and paste your essays or papers into Google Translate and then listen to it for grammar mistakes. You can also listen to your textbooks. Of course, Google Translate is available on the web and in an app. Apps and softwares, scanner apps. Scanner apps replace the need for having a printer. Not completely, just the scanning feature. You can use the scanning app to save all your important documents and make them accessible anywhere. In some apps, you can even send and sign documents without having to leave the app. You won't even have to print out the paper to sign it. First, we have Adobe Scan. This is one of the best scanning apps I could find. It takes clear scans of your document and then allows you to edit them within the app. You can save all your scans to preferred cloud or drive, including iCloud, OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox. And then we have Microsoft Lens. It does all those same things. It takes clear scans, allows you to edit them, you can save them anywhere. But what's special about Microsoft Lens is that it converts all your scans into a Word document. So say you take a scan of your textbook page. That will then be converted into a Word document that you can type in, cut out words, just like any other Word document you make. Okay, I just gave you a lot of apps and information. Here's some specific hacks you can use these apps for. You can use the note-taking apps or the scanner apps. There's a scanner feature within the note-taking apps. You can scan your textbook pages and then annotate them. This is great if you're renting a physical textbook and you really don't want to pay extra because you had to write or highlight in them. You can use the study timer apps to overcome procrastination. Personally, I trick my brain into thinking, okay, I'm just going to study, read this textbook, work on this assignment for 20 minutes, and then I'll take a 5-minute break. And then I never take that 5-minute break because I'm so in the flow of studying and working on this assignment. I just restart the timer. This may work for you. If it doesn't, we do have a video on our Office of Student Success YouTube channel about overcoming procrastination. You'll get a link to that a little later. You can write out all your essay drafts in a note-taking app and then use the convert to text feature to change it from handwriting to text. And then of course, copy and paste it into your favorite word processor. Or if you have a note-taking app that doesn't convert to text, you can use the iPad's Scribble feature. The Scribble feature turns your handwriting into text instantly, and it's pretty accurate too. Lastly, if your professor gives you a worksheet to work on, you don't have to print it out anymore. You can write or type directly on it using these apps. Apple Preview, which is what it automatically pops up in as a PDF. Adobe, which is a website, app, or downloadable software. Microsoft Word, which has a drawing feature within the application or on your computer, and any note-taking app I recommended here today. And I'll pass this over to Gabby.
All right, so for the random study hack, it's very helpful if you find an accountability partner or a study buddy. Just like with going to the gym, some people ask a friend or maybe a family member sometimes to go with them just to hold them accountable to make sure that they grow. You can do the same thing when it comes to studying. And if you can't find somebody to study with you, you can go back to what Bella's video and her information and the information that she gave and have a study skills tutor study with you and have a study session with you. And you guys can just like do it virtually, sit on the computer that you have or laptop, phone, whatever you have, and you could study together through that. You could also get a planner to keep track of your assignments. That way, like Tamara said, you don't forget any deadlines or any assignments that are coming up. Also, you should study in a place where you take an exam. Now with COVID-19 happening, it's easier than ever to do that. If you are at home taking your classes virtually, let's say you take your classes in your room, maybe take your test in your room as well. There is a lot of information and studies that show that if you do take your exam where you study for it, then you'll have better grades on the test. And lastly, set some SMART goals for your study session and your exam. We have goals that are, measurable and just like very detailed. That way you can reach them. They're really realistic, and that way you can make sure that you meet your goals that you want to reach. And I'm just going to pass it back to Tamara.
So we have some study hacks resources for you. We compiled a folder of templates and resources, including a general essay outline template, a weekly planner/organizer template, a finals checklist and tracker, a document of links to DSU resources, including all of Bella's study skills tutor videos on the YouTube channel, the tutoring schedule for all the tutors, and the final schedule. Here is what the final exam tracker and task looks like. You would put in the semester, the number of classes you're currently taking, and the number of exams. You can break it down in this table by class, exam type. So say one class you have an essay due, but a multiple choice test or a short answer. That's what you would put here. The due date and the time. The status of your progress of studying or completing the essay. And then you have the task list. There's about 6 pages of just a task list to accommodate for all exams you may have. You, of course, put in the class, exam type, and you want to fill out what needs to be done. Do you have to research for your essay? Do you have to reread a chapter, summarize a chapter for your multiple choice exam? Whatever it is, after you say, okay, I need to get this done, you're going to break it down into steps. And this is for each exam you may have. We also have this weekly planner/organizer. There are many colors and types included in this folder, including a Sunday start or a Monday start. You may notice that each day has a goals section. Set some goals for your day. I want to complete 2 assignments today. I also want to read 1 chapter. But I want to make sure I reward myself, so I'm going to go outside, get some fresh air. And then you have an hourly section to plan your day. Whether you have classes, you got to work, but you can also put your study time in there. I'm going to study, no matter what, at 1 p.m. I don't have any classes, I don't have to work. I'm going to study here, and I'm going to get something done. And then below that, you have a to-do list. Me personally, I like to accomplish 6 things every day. And back to you, Gabby.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying to the end. Up next, we're going to have Study Hacks question and answer panel. You can ask us for specific advice and hacks. You can just drop some questions in the chat, or using the raise your hand feature, and we'll call on you if you have any questions related to some strategies or some things that you might find difficult in your classes, so we can kind of help you out with that.